Every brush of their hands, every stolen kiss, was a spark in the darkness, a temptation they couldn't escape. Snow crunches under soldiers' boots as they enter the ruined village. Smoke curls from shattered chimneys, and frightened villagers peek from broken windows. James notices a young woman tending to an injured child near a collapsed bakery. Her hands are stained with blood, yet her movements are gentle. Precise, their eyes meet for a brief, electric moment, and for a heartbeat, the war seems to fade away. "Do you need help?" James asks softly, stepping closer, trying to keep his voice steady despite the chaos around them. Elise looks up, brushing a strand of hair from her face. Her gaze lingers on him, and she nods slightly. "Just a hand," she murmurs, voice trembling yet firm. There's something in her eyes that holds courage, but also a quiet vulnerability that tugs at him. Later, in a candlelit makeshift infirmary, James helps Elise carry supplies. Their shoulders brush repeatedly as they move from one injured villager to another. Each touch sends a small spark through them both. "You stay so calm in all this," James says, trying not to let his admiration show too much, though his heart is betraying him. Elise glances at him, a faint, knowing smile playing on her lips. "Calm? I'm terrified," she admits softly, her eyes glinting with emotion. "I just hide it well." He laughs softly, a low sound that somehow cuts through the fear and tension of the moment. Their hands touch fleetingly as they arrange bandages, fingers brushing again, and James feels a thrill, something dangerous yet intoxicating. A reminder that life is still alive even amidst the destruction. The tension rises that night as German patrols creep through the village streets. James gestures for Elise to follow him into a dark cellar. They crouch close together, the cold stone walls pressing them into intimate closeness, their breaths mingling in the dim light. "Stay close," James whispers, his voice barely audible, yet full of warmth. Elise shivers, partly from the cold, partly from the proximity that makes her heart pound. "How do you stay so steady?" she asks, voice low and trembling. He reaches for her hand, holding it gently, fingers entwining. The heat of their touch contrasts sharply with the icy cellar around them. Neither speaks for a long, silent moment, just a steady beat of hearts, rapid and uncertain, as the world outside feels both terrifying and distant. The next night, by flickering candlelight in an abandoned church, they talk about life before the war, sharing memories of home, dreams stolen, and hopes for a future that feels impossibly far away. Elise leans closer to hear him over the wind rattling the broken windows. James's hand grazes hers again, lingering deliberately, and Elise doesn't pull away. Their closeness is electric, a delicate tension neither wants to break, their eyes locking in silent understanding. "I never thought I'd find peace here," James admits, his voice low, husky with emotion. Elise's breath catches. "Me neither. You make it feel possible," she whispers, her lips almost trembling. They lean toward each other, almost a kiss, the air thick with anticipation. A stolen touch, a tentative brush of lips that barely meets yet sends shivers through them both. Every nerve is alive, yet the distant echo of footsteps reminds them that danger is never far, forcing them to part reluctantly, hearts still racing, palms warm from their brief contact. The following day, chaos erupts as resistance fighters ambush German soldiers. Gunfire and smoke fill the streets. James reacts instinctively, shielding Elise from a near-miss bullet. Pulling her tightly into his chest, she clings to him, adrenaline and relief mingling in their embrace. Body pressed against body, heartbeat sinking. "I've got you," he whispers, his lips brushing her hair as she buries her face against his shoulder. Their closeness is overwhelming, intimate in a way neither can deny, yet also tender, a fleeting reprieve from the horrors surrounding them. After the battle, as the village is finally liberated, James must return to the front. He presses a small locket into Elise's hands, his thumb brushing her palm, lingering in a way that makes her pulse quicken. "For when the nights get cold," he murmurs, voice low and intimate, "remember, I'll come back." Elise clutches it, eyes glistening, heart aching from the thought of parting. "I'll be here." "Waiting," she whispers, leaning a fraction closer, savoring the last heartbeat of their closeness before he walks away. Her fingers trace the locket absent-mindedly, remembering the warmth of his hands, the feel of his protective embrace, and the spark between them that burns brighter than the ruins surrounding them. The snow swirls around her as she stands there, alone but hopeful, a single tear freezing on her cheek, the memory of his touch and their stolen moments etched forever into her heart.